Now a flurry here at the end. Oh, big shot and down!
Matapos magtala ng 17 magkakasunod na panalo ang tinaguriang gintong kamao na si Drian Francisco, ay marami pa ding hindi bumibilib sa kakayahan nito dahil nga hindi pa daw ito nasusubukan sa mga bigating kalaban. Kaya naman noong October 3, 2009 ay kinaharap nito ang two-time world champion ng bansang Panama na si Roberto Vasquez. Si Roberto Vasquez ay naging WBA light flyweight world champion noong 2005 at naging interim WBA flyweight world champion naman noong 2006. Ang boxer nga ring ito ay kinukumpara sa legendary Panamanian boxer na si Roberto Duran. At sa mga panahon ngang iyon ay si Roberto Vasquez ang pinakasikat na boxer sa kanilang bansa. Ang laban nila Drian Francisco at Roberto Vasquez ay ginanap sa Cuneta Astrodome sa Pasay City, kung saan ang mananalo nga sa kanilang bakbakan ay maiuuwi ang bakanting WBA International Super Flyweight title. Bago ang kanilang bakbakan ay may malinis na kartada ang ating kababayan na 17 wins, 0 loss, 1 draw at may 13 KO. Habang ang Panamanian boxer naman ay may 27 wins, 3 losses at may 20 KO. Sa mga unang round ng laban ay tila ba nagtatantsahan pa ang dalawang boxer. Ngunit makikita na mas agresibo si Drian Francisco.
Being compared to Roberto Duran, I mean, at that level, I mean, of course he's not quite at that level, but he is the most popular boxer in Panama right now.
Former world champion, WBA flyweight champion, and light flyweight champion. Won that titles back in 2005 and 2006. The 2000
by a pound and a half, and it took him 2 hours to take off the weight, and he looked positively gone. According to his manager, Carlos Gonzalez, last night, 6 hours after the weigh-in, he had put
Quezon City when he KO'd the Indonesian Cheryl Fabano. But outside of the Philippines, you know, he is a relative. The fans acknowledged a flying left hand by Francisco as we are approaching the end of the opening round. Oh, and a nice... Roberto Vasquez lost a close decision to the #1 WBA contender Hugo Cazares. That was held in Panama City earlier this year, March 24th. So like a lot of these world championship fighters, they have few and far in between fights. That in, it might take a round or two to get his boxing feet back on, and a nice left hand by Francisco stuns the former world champ. You know, in just looking at a couple of the fought on. Going right into the nice overhand right that's blocked by Vasquez. But this is his time, he says. And you know, we talked about the...
Very relaxed, even so much to the point where he corrected the ring announcer at the introductions to make sure he got his province correct. You know, so he's very relaxed.
Agree. In commerce.
That's very unusual in boxing here in the Philippines.
Well, just not in the Philippines, I would say all around the world.
Sure. You see that? He throws. He reminds me of like Hasim Hamed. You know, just throws punches from all angles.
And that has brought this partisan Filipino crowd to its feet here in the Cuneta Astrodome.
Francisco's feeling it. He's getting some confidence.
Less than 10 left to go here in the second round. As Vasquez. Oh, and a nice left jab.
Sa mga sumunod na round ay mas nagiging maaksyon na ang laban ng dalawa. Ngunit mas maganda at mas solido ang patama ni Francisco.
First fight at this weight of 115, and again we talked about the motivational problems. Does he still want to be a world champion, and can he carry whatever power and speed he had at the earlier weights, at the lower weights, into this higher weight class?
Well, you know, Chet, we were talking before this bout about the pressure, perhaps, on the shoulders of Roberto Vasquez.
Well, for sure.
Just the shouldering, you know, the pride and the pride of boxing in his native country of Panama.
Well, the press is very hard on him in Panama. The boxing is probably the most popular sport in Panama, along with baseball. So they take a keen interest in it, and they will crucify him for sure if he doesn't win this fight. He's definitely expected to beat Francisco, especially in the eyes of...
Oh, straight left hand found and a right. Found its mark.
This is a little bit of Luisito Espinosa. This is not a Pacquiao here. Espinosa was slick and could come at you from all angles and actually had pretty decent power.
Body shot by Vasquez. Straight left scores by Francisco. Looking like Spider-Man. Oddly enough, even though he's called Spider, as Francisco has him up against the ropes now.
Good shot to the body by Francisco. And Vasquez really doesn't have an answer right now. I'm surprised because Francisco keeping his hands kind of low. You see him drop that left.
Well, to Vasquez's credit, he's blocking a lot of those punches. So again, maybe to his strategy and what his plan coming into this particular fight was, Drian Francisco just posing all types of problems for Roberto Vasquez.
I got all over the world, and it makes you a very good opponent. Look at that.
Oh, and a big sweeping left hand, and down goes the former world champion.
Matapos ngang tamaan ng solidong suntok sa muka, ay napabagsak nga ni Francisco ang Panamanian boxer. Ngunit dahil nga may katigasan din itong si Vasquez, ay nagawa pa nitong makasurvive at matapos ang round.
Standing 8 count. Boy, that was a haymaker that came in from left field.
And he's out of it right now. He doesn't know where he is.
And a big left hand and a right as Drian Francisco is beginning target practice. And Vasquez has to get off that rope.
He's got no answer. Vasquez has nothing.
He is picking apart the former world champion. Francisco, the bombardier of his own plane, opening up the payload and loading and dropping the bombs. And there was a big right hand. Vasquez does not know where he is.
He just has no answer, Vasquez. Francisco is just pouring it on.
I give Vasquez credit. He has taken a ton of shots and still continues to fire back.
But he really doesn't have anything. He's just hanging on. And he's been sluggish all throughout. And I'll give Francisco, he's the one that came out. He gets all the credit here. He came out totally in shape, totally relaxed and ready for this fight.
Boy, look at Vasquez is just standing right up like it's just not a moving target. Like ducks in a pond. And Francisco is taking full advantage. Boy, Vasquez is in a place right now, and it's not a good place.
Show how slick he is. Opportunities like this don't come along.
Pagdating ng round 7 ay medyo nakabawi itong si Vasquez. Ngunit di naman papatalo sa palitan ng suntok si Francisco.
Popular, at least here in the Philippines, Drian Francisco eating some punches right now, but it has been all Francisco up to this point.
Between rounds, when you looked at the close-up of Roberto Vasquez, you could see that is not the face of someone who looks like he was really enjoying himself. That is the face of someone who is may not even want to really be here. He didn't look very comfortable at all.
Well, didn't his manager tell you? I mean, and almost.
I'm just amazed at Francisco.
Oh. Francisco now starting to go to town as the former world champion starts to cover up. Oh, that stuck in. Oh, that right hand got in there.
You better believe it did. And that body punch got in there.
You know, we talked about his eating habit. Vasquez needs to go on a diet, and he's getting a steady diet of left and right hands. To the head. To the body. Wow. You know, Vasquez just stood there and took it all. Ready for the start of round number 10, scheduled for 12.
Vasquez is no really over-the-hill fighter in terms of age. He's only 26 years old.
But I think we pointed it out. He had a lot. Face of Roberto Vasquez. It is the same face that he stepped into the ring with.
Well, he doesn't want to be in the ring. He doesn't want to be.
It is, yeah,
from
the get-go.
Wow. This could end in a knockout, or the referee stopping this. Vasquez looks wobbly.
And Drian has taken every advantage. I hope he has his hunting license because it is open season. Well, Christian Maharis of Mexico in the house today, sitting ringside and open nice overhand left. And now a flurry here at the end. Oh, big shot and down go!
Matapos paulanan ng suntok ni Drian Francisco sa round 10, ay muling bumagsak ang Panamanian boxer. At dahil nga kitang-kitang hilo na ito, kaya naman mismong corner na ni Vasquez ang pumasok sa ibabaw ng boxing ring para ipatigil ang laban.
And when it's done, it is over! The new hero in Filipino boxing is Drian Francisco!
Dahil nga doon ay napanalunan ni Drian Francisco ang bakanting WBA International title gamit ang kanyang kakaibang estilo sa pagboboxing.
Attention, let's watch the knockout. It's just an onslaught.
Wow. Wow. And that happened a couple of times here in this bout, but time was just ticking away here and you can't be saved by...
Bago tayo matapos ay shoutout muna sa ating mga tagapanood. Hanggang dito na lang mga boss. Sana nagustuhan nyo ang ating video. Salamat sa panonood.